Well, it's fun to use all the power all the time.
Yes. I mean, even at 4,500 RPM, it doesn't you don't hear it.
I know.
It's great. It's right up.
Yeah, I really like driving this thing.
Yeah.
It's very nice.
Oh yeah.
I mean, 0 to 60 in 7 seconds is, that's grocery getting.
Yeah, exactly.
But back in the day, that was unbelievable.
Yeah.
I mean, when I was a kid, anything under 10 seconds was crazy.
Can't deny that one.
Yeah. I gotta admit, the more I drive this, the more I like it.
Yeah.
Welcome to that episode of Jay and Arnold's Garage, the car we're featuring today, one of the primo cars of the 1990s. This is the 1990 Mercedes-Benz 190E Evo II. This was the BMW killer, they used to call it. This is a car that has eluded me since the day it came out. You know, at the time when it came out, a four-cylinder Mercedes, I'm not interested in that. And I just didn't have a whole lot of interest. And then as years went by, I realized, you know, so I gotta go back and take a look at those. And we finally tracked one down. This one comes from the Audrain collection, Newport, Rhode Island. Reliable carriers brought it out to us. I think it's probably the best one in the world, 8,000 kilometers. It's really a great car. Let's meet the gentleman who is in charge of the Audrain collection, Sean O'Donnell. Sean, come on in, my friend.
Thank you. Thanks for having us, Jay.
Yeah, very cool. You know,
Yeah.
I have to admit, I was a bit of a snob because I thought, to me, Mercedes were always 6.9, 6.3
Yeah.
V8s, blah, blah. I said, why would I want a four-cylinder Mercedes? And then the more I read about these, and by the time I really got interested, they were gone.
Right.
In the last, how many years did they run?
This was a one-year car. It was
Okay.
a homologation special. So they made about 502 of these units,
Okay.
all for Europe.
Yeah.
They were never in the US. Of course, now we can bring them in,
Right.
being 35 years old. But yeah, inline four, like you said, 2.5 liters, and producing about 230 horsepower, naturally aspirated in 1990. Pretty good, you know, revving up to about almost 8,000 RPM.
And this is a Cosworth. This is not an AMG.
That's correct. It is a Cosworth.
So this doesn't predate AMG. AMG was still around.
I believe so, and I believe they weren't a part of Mercedes at the time.
Right,
Yeah.
because I visited the factory, about 15 years ago, and
Yeah.
it was fascinating. Small, you know, they were putting engines together, and here you can put a piston ring on, you know, they do that whole thing. You know, but it was a lot of fun, but it was really interesting to see how well it was done.
Yeah.
And these really did punch above their weight, didn't they?
That is true. Yeah, these were really to compete with the E30 M3, which was
Right.
dominating in the DTM race series at the time. Mercedes had the Evo I, which it was competitive, but they really wanted to compete and
Right.
win, right? So they learned from that car. They added a few things to this. You could see, of course, the aggressive aero body kit that's so famous with this car,
Right.
which, of course, made it really a poster car for kids of my generation.
Right.
That added, you know, not only significant drag downforce, but it helped with the drag coefficient.
And you were born the same year as this car, correct?
That's right. This is a 1990. I'm a 1990.
Well,
This one's a little better shape than me, but
It is, it is.
Yeah.
Well, you don't have the aero package.
I definitely don't have the aero
No,
package.
this does, this does. And
Yes.
this is completely stock, isn't it?
This is a completely stock car. This was part of a Japanese collector's collection, and we acquired it about 5 or 6 years ago. And you know, we want to make sure that, you know, this is, like you said, probably one of, if not the best examples of this car. And what's unique about this car too is it has a sunroof. That was an option for this car.
Oh, okay. Well, let's open the hood
Yeah,
and see what we
absolutely.
got
There you go. So this is as we can see, the 2.5 liter 16 valve. And what I really love about, you know, cars of this era is you can actually see everything, right?
Right.
Now it's all plastic.
Yeah, it's funny because when this came out, I would have said, in the old days, you could see everything. This has got a lot of plastic, but it doesn't have as much as they soon would have,
Right.
put it that way, yeah. Yeah, it's a good-looking motor. I mean, it's twin cam. It's pretty exotic. So the motor is Mercedes, but the head is Cosworth.
Correct,
Is that what
yes.
Yeah, okay. All right, very cool. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I mean, Cosworth, because their history with Lotus and everybody else is pretty cool.
Right.
It's interesting that Mercedes would farm it out like that, you know. I guess
Well, from what I understand, in the 80s, they were making a significant amount of diesel engines. They were,
Right.
you know, this was a big step ahead for them, kind of going into that racing and high performance. And,
Right.
you know, going with Cosworth the best. So.
And
I
how
think
many horsepower?
It's about 230 horsepower.
230
Yeah.
horsepower, okay, yeah.
And it revs to about 7,700 RPM.
Well,
So it's
that's
a
pretty
high
good.
revving engine.
Yeah,
And that's
yeah.
really where you feel the power in this car is on the high rev range.
And the E30 was how many horsepower? About the same?
I believe it was roughly around the same.
Yeah, okay. All right, very nice. All right, let's put this down. What else do we have? Well, you got the big wing on the back.
Exactly. It had the 17-inch alloy wheels, which was a first for Mercedes.
Okay.
That, you know, and of course this also has the adjustable suspension, hydraulic suspension, which you can control with a switch next to the lights on the inside.
And what's the purpose of this shield here?
All for aerodynamics.
Oh, okay.
So the car was actually, this kit was designed by a professor at the University of Stuttgart, and it was put into a wind tunnel, and the drag coefficient came to about 0.29, which was, compared to the Evo I, which I believe it was about 0.32. So not only did it, like we were saying earlier, create a more streamlined car, but it added drag, or I'm sorry, it added downforce
Right.
with the additional wing and everything like that.
It's
So
interesting.
everything was purpose built.
So is this covering glass? So it's covering glass here, isn't it?
I believe, yeah.
And it sends the air out this way. Okay. All right. Interesting. Okay. Must
And
be a
this
little
wing-
tricky looking out the rear view.
Exactly, and you'll see that momentarily when
Yeah.
we take it for a drive. And this wing here is adjustable as well.
Okay. But not on the fly. You
Correct.
You have to
Yeah,
get
you
out
have to
and-
manually adjust
Okay.
it.
All right. Well, interesting. Well, by 1990, I think top speed had been mandated in Germany to 155. Voluntary. You know, BMW, they all agreed to it. Because I took a Corvette to the Autobahn in the late 90s, and I was running 171, 172,
Yeah.
and flying past all the guys with the 155 limiter on
Right.
it, you know, so it was kind of cool.
Well, they definitely thought about high speed because if you look at the rear passenger seats, those are also bolstered. So, you know, they knew you were going to be going fast in this car, even for your passengers.
Right. Very interesting. Okay. And boy, you really can't see out the. Why
that
would they
funny?
not have made this clear plexiglass? You wonder.
That's a good question.
So you
Yeah.
could at least see who's behind you.
Yeah.
All right.
Every car was this color too, so you.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, except for the last two. So,
Yeah. Okay.
those were silver, but
And
they
what
were all.
color is this? Is this gray or is it a
It's a gray blue.
Yeah,
It's like
okay.
they call it black blue.
Black
in
blue,
in
okay.
Mercedes.
Okay. All right, very good. Well, can we take it for a ride?
Absolutely, I'm
Let's
looking
give
forward
it a
to
shot. Let's see what she does.
Dog leg.
Oh, you're up here.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
I hate those dog legs.
I know. It's funny, Mercedes, all old Mercedes smell like crayons.
Smell like what?
The crayons, they have that Mercedes crayon smell.
Crayons?
Yeah, they smell like crayons, like little crayons. You smell that?
What are crayons?
Like drawing, kids' crayons.
Oh, crayons.
How's the mirror? How's the visibility?
Actually, I can see.
Yeah.
I mean, you just can't, you know.
So this really comes alive at higher RPM, but
Yeah.
it's.
Yeah.
It's not the most,
Well, 1990 is a long time ago.
exactly. So like I was saying, this was $85,000 in 1990. What would an equivalent car be at that?
911, more than a Corvette. Yeah, 100 grand was still a lot of money for. I remember the most expensive car you could. An '89 when I bought my Bentley Turbo R.
Oh, yeah.
That was 145. I think that was the most expensive four-door sedan you could get in America
Wow.
at 145. So
Yeah, I mean, it was up there. Do you remember when these came out? I mean, they were only in the overseas market, but
Well, they came out with an American version with a
Right.
4-speed, and I don't know. Did they not
This-
sell a Cosworth head here?
well, they did. But this specific car, the Evo II, was never sold in the U.S.
Oh, okay.
It didn't meet the safety requirements. It didn't meet all the things that you had to do to bring it into the U.S.
Americans weren't used to high rev engines. Americans always used to think, oh, you're wearing it out. You know, you're stressing the motor. That was the problem with the Honda when they released that S2000. It revved to like 9,400 RPM or something. But most Americans are shifting at 5,500. You know, well, I don't want to break it. You know, then just that psychological thing of American engines don't necessarily rev. They make all that torque at the bottom.
Yeah. I wonder if that's why you see some, you know, race car drivers turn the dash or turn the RPM gauge so they see the needle go.
Yeah, that probably is. I think
so it's a mental thing, right?
Yeah, I think
when you
there's
see
some
it go all
truth
the
to
way.
that. Yeah.
But, you know, revving up to, it almost goes to 8,000 RPM on the red line here.
Which was a lot back in the day.
Yeah. I feel like we should go get some strudels or something. What do you think?
Yeah, some strudel, yeah. Well, I like the way the front end drops off.
Right.
You know, so you don't really even see the hood. You see the 3-pointed star.
Mm-hmm. And what I like about this car too is, you know, it is aggressive. Obviously, it has the aero kit, but when you're in it, like you said, it's very comfortable. I feel like you see the modern M cars, the AMG cars, they're very, you know, you got to have the bucket seats. You have to have.
Yeah.
They try to almost make it too racy, if that makes sense.
The sight lines are very good.
Yeah. And what is amazing, like, you know, talking about the price, they announced this car at the Geneva Motor Show in 1990, and it was already sold out before they announced it.
Right.
You know, so $85,000. It's kind of like today when you see these limited edition Mercedes comes out.
Mercedes-Benz is, you're paying for the quality and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So there's a certain reputation.
Why do you think they went with the dog leg?
That was the transmission that was available apparently at the time, I guess.
Yeah.
It's interesting. I got the SLR Mercedes, and my only complaint with that is I don't need the electric motor to push my seat. I applied it, I set the seat, and it hasn't moved in the 25 years that I've had the car, you know. Why do I need a big electric motor?
Right.
You know, people complained that it was too much Mercedes and not enough McLaren, if there was ever a complaint about that car.
Yeah. I'll never forget the first time I saw that car. It must have been, and it was pulling out of a Mercedes dealership, and the noise it made was just spectacular. I'll never forget.
Oh yeah, it's a great car. It's one of the most misunderstood cars.
And they drive very well.
It's incredibly fast. You're not ripping the splitter every time you go up a on-ramp or a gas station. But it feels exceptionally light.
Does it?
It does.
Yeah.
I like the way it handles. And I don't know why I thought the sight lines would be tough, but they're not. I mean, the rear window's not bad. It's okay.
Yeah.
I'm not looking at the wing. I'm looking under the wing, so that's okay.
Yeah, this is one of those cars, and you know, having so many cars yourself, when you see certain cars, you know, on a poster or you have a thought of how they drive.
Yeah.
And that's how I was when, you know, we have an F40 in our collection, and I never. You see it, you hear everyone talk about it when the turbos kick on, whatever it may be. But you know, driving around town, it's really not intimidating. It's almost like it's like two different cars. It's like a 308 until the turbos come on.
Well, it's under 500 horsepower.
Yeah. This was one of those cars where I thought it would, you know, not necessarily beat you up when you drive it, but you're slightly intimidated, or at least I was. But then you drive and you're like, oh, this is just a, you know, I can live with this.
Well, it handles more like a BMW and feels more like a BMW than it does a Mercedes. And I think that's to its credit, because that was probably the target they were shooting at. But yeah, it's very nice. You know, you just get used to a certain level of Mercedes switchgear.
Yeah.
And the only Mercedes they sell in America are the high-end ones, you know. I always laugh when friends come back from Europe. Germany, the taxis are Mercedes. And I go, well, yeah, that's like our taxis are not Cadillacs, but they're Chevys, you know.
Exactly, yeah. But you just trust it too, you know, air conditioning is always going to work.
You're right,
like,
yeah.
You know, all the gauges, no issues. A little junkyard, huh?
Isn't that funny? I mean, a guy stops the car to take a picture of this.
Yeah. This is definitely in our collection. So as you know, like you, we have a wide variety of cars, and this is a car that when we do tours, people always stop at.
Right, right. Yeah.
You know, it's especially, you know, people in their 30s, 40s. This is a car they grew up seeing in video games, early video games, or posters, magazines, and when they see this car, this is definitely one of those cars that stops people. And
well, I had the snobbery, you know, I looked at it when it came out. It's a 4-cylinder for $8,500, whatever.
yeah,
Seems like a lot of money.
yeah, it does, yeah. But I applaud Mercedes because I feel like they always did when it came to homologating cars,
Yeah.
they always kind of went at the no expense.
Right.
So I think another example, they saw the success of this, and then of course, the ultimate example being the CLK GTR.
Right, right.
Where they built that car in, what, under a year or something like that. And I think you just don't see that anymore as these really unique homologated cars.
But it's fun if you keep it right near the rev limiter.
Yeah. That's definitely what you got to do with this.
Yeah, from $5,000 on, it really picks up.
Yeah. And with the adjustable suspension, it really is smooth. And
I like the greenhouse. I mean, nice big windows, you know. I mean, I always thought the Camaro was not a success because that window was like from here to here, you know.
yeah, right at the eye line.
You know, the more I drive this, the more I like it. It's actually a lot of fun.
It is, isn't it? The more I drive cars like this too, the more I enjoy them more than, you know, the modern 1,000 horsepower cars.
Right, right.
Like, I have so much more fun driving lower horsepower cars at speed than I do those, you know.
I mean, the thing you'd ask yourself, okay, if I had $85,000, would I buy this, or what else was available?
Yeah,
you know, and there's probably more sporting options available. But if you had a family, it's like what the English call a Q car. You know, it just looks like a regular little Mercedes.
Yeah.
But then it handles.
I like how there's an economy.
Oh yeah, that's so funny.
in your homologated race car.
Let me see, how can I get that? Economy gauge. When does it go to?
We're in the red.
Oh, I see.
We're in the opposite range of economy.
Yeah, that's absolutely, that's the good thing about being dyslexic.
Yes.
Hey, wait a minute.
You don't feel low to the ground either. It feels low enough, but doesn't feel like...
But like you feel like the grill is right here at the end of the dashboard.
Yeah.
It's right there, you know.
I like how they were also so worried about aerodynamics, but they still put the Mercedes car.
Oh yeah.
Just
gotta have that.
Gotta be sure, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's really loving these roads, though.
Oh, when you get up, you've been up the crest, right?
Yeah, not in a while, but this is where it would live, right?
Oh yeah.
I mean, even at 4,500 RPM, it doesn't. You don't hear it.
I know.
It's great. It's right up.
Yeah, I really like driving this thing.
Yeah,
it's very nice.
I always like cars like this too, which are on the lower mile side. They've been driven, but
right.
This probably is as close to feeling what it would have been like coming off the showroom floor.
Yeah, I think so.
Exactly.
It's like,
drives like a new car.
Right. When you realize this is the first year of airbags, actually, too.
Yeah, and all Mercedes, you know, they really thought about safety in the trunk. There's a safety, a first aid kit.
Yeah.
You know, it comes nicely. You got the triangle.
All the German.
Yeah. I think this is one of those cars too. You know, like we've talked about, late '80s, '90s, early 2000s. Those cars really, that generation of cars seem to be, and have started to appreciate and value a lot more.
Yeah.
You know, and as we've coined the term, young timers at the Audrain event, where
this would be a rad wood car.
Right, exactly. Curious to see the value of what, you know, these are fluctuating between 3 to, you know, 500,000-600,000.
Right.
I wonder what 5-10 years from now what these will be.
Well, it could go the other way, you know.
Right.
For example, it's not that long ago you saw 57 Chevys for $250,000 and all the rest of them modded out. But the guys, remember, those in my age are getting old and dying off, and so those cars don't quite, instead of bringing 200, they bring 85 or 90,000.
Yeah, yeah. The Duesenbergs, you know, the big.
Well, I think
there will always be.
Yeah, the top tier classics will always be expensive.
But you're right, that the Tri-5s and the.
Yeah, a Chevy Grand Sport 63 split window, that'll always be expensive. A regular Corvette, maybe not so much.
Oh yeah.
Well, it's fun to use all the power all the time.
Yes.
I mean, 0 to 60 in 7 seconds is, that's grocery getting.
Yeah, exactly.
But back in the day, that was unbelievable.
Yeah.
I mean, when I was a kid, anything under 10 seconds was crazy. That was unbelievable.
I know. It's like, now if you're not under 3 seconds, who are you?
I know. I always tell a story when, I remember getting the road and track when the Hemi Belvedere came out with the Hemi engine in it. It did 0 to 60 in 6.4, and I thought, well, that's got to be a mistake. It's a print error. Couldn't be wrong.
Couldn't possibly be that fast. Yeah. But really, like, you know, for the canyons and back roads.
Oh yeah, that's great.
This will do it. You never probably even have to get out of third gear.
You're getting a BMW for Mercedes money. You know,
right.
Exactly. That way.
Can't deny that one.
Yeah. I gotta admit, the more I drive this, the more I like it.
Yeah. Yeah, once you get a real feel for it, like you have, you just learn it and love it more.
But if you're used to Mercedes-Benzes, you probably wouldn't like this because it doesn't feel like a Mercedes. I mean, it has the build quality of Mercedes-Benz. It seems very well put together. But it's lighter and...
The suspension, the steering, like you said, is that, what would you say, the most dramatic difference, in your opinion? The
most dramatic difference is the overall feel. It just feels, you know, you can dart around in a little bit. Once again, Sean, thank you from the Audrain collection. If you're ever in Newport, Rhode Island, go by the museum and you can see this car and all the others on there. They drive them all, they use them all, and that's what makes it fun. It's like a living museum where everything actually works and runs. Nothing gets parked for too long. So thank you, my friend.
Thank you.
All right. I'll see you in Newport, and I'll see you at the Concours in October.